This week, the weather is dishing out some kind of polar Arctic nonsense that we do not usually get, and we have to get our homestead ready for this weather. Howdy folks, my name's Reagan, and on our farm this time of year, we have goats and chickens as well as one pet rabbit. Now, we do not normally get temperatures that are going to be this cold, and we're talking, I don't know, into the teens for a couple of days and maybe a stretch of a week or so where it doesn't get above freezing, and it's unusual. And we have to take some special kind of things to prepare for this type of thing. Again, it's abnormal, but it happens. It's Kentucky, and I don't know where you live, but here in Kentucky, if you don't like the weather, wait around one day and it'll change.
She's a camera ready bunny. So the first thing we need to do is get Meatball ready for these temperatures. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take cardboard to kind of insulate him in his little hut here. So I have the thickest piece of cardboard I could find, and cardboard is obviously water soluble. So we're gonna take it and put it inside plastic feed bags and then adhere it to the cage. So during the summer, we use little ceramic tiles for Meatball because they help him stay a little cooler, because this will stay cooler. Since it's gonna be so cold, we don't wanna use these because these are cold even to the touch right now. So we got him this grass mat, he can sit on it. Hopefully he'll stay in his little nesting box that Reagan and Riley built him. We're gonna put some pine shavings in the bottom of that to help with moisture, along with lots and lots of hay. He can eat this. Him eating will also help keep him warm. Eating it.
He's already eating it?
Yeah. He's already eating it, so best I can do for him.
Hey, is Meatball gonna stay warm?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. One thing that's important to remember is that animals, or at least livestock, do not perceive wind chill like you and I do. They're made, they have this coat and undercoat and all these different things that help keep them warm when the temperatures go down. What we try to do, like we did for the rabbit and like we're going to do for the goats here, is to basically add just a little bit of extra insulation value to their environment. It's obviously not going to be sealed up totally, and it's obviously not impervious to some things. But if we can keep a little bit of wind, keep the temperature up a little bit, and also keep any wind-driven precipitation that we might get, because our barn, as you can see, it's this oak slat type thing. It's not great for rain or snow, and especially with the big doors open. So what we do down here in the barn for the goats is take a couple of tarps, and this year we're putting them on the outside of the barn. We haven't always done that in the past. Somebody in here in the comment section pointed it out, that why don't you do it that way? No idea. So we're going to do it that way this year. And by having those tarps up here on the outside of the barn, like I said, it keeps just a little bit of extra warmth in here, keeps any rain or snow or anything from getting on top of the goats. Just helps out overall. A little extra work, but it is worth it. What do they say? Good from afar, far from good, but it is going to be better than what it was.
Say hi, Junie. Can I see your baby? Those two little guys are about 3 weeks old, right? My math guy can't math, apparently. So those little guys are about 3 weeks old, and with this cold front coming in, I have they're dog coats, but we use them as goat coats. I don't want to put them under a heat lamp unless I absolutely have to, because I may need that heat lamp for Minnie Pearl. Now, if we need to and it's really cold, I can move them to another spot as well, or I can move Minnie to our chicken brooder that we're going to clean out and prep for baby goats just in case we have to. But we're going to try just putting them in coats with their mom. They're going to be in the barn, which we are making sure we can keep as warm as possible. We're going to put fresh straw down for everyone, doing everything we can. So we're going to try coats this time around. Fingers crossed that that's what works. No, do not eat the microphone, Mama. Baby goat, Baby goat coat. Upset mama goat. There's a goat. Oh man. So heat lamps can be hit or miss. Like, obviously they're going to keep the babies warm, but they're also a little dangerous. So if we can get away with not using a heat lamp for at least these older guys, it would be great. If we need to, we will. But this coat should be able just to give him a little extra warmth. You never want to use it on a baby that's at all possibly damp or wet. That's why you can't use them on a newborn. These little guys who are a couple weeks old should work perfect. So just a little extra insulation. June! Oh, she's mad about the puppy, I think.
It's always a good idea to check the coolant levels in your equipment. But we don't use this tractor all that often, so you know, if you keep up with all this, it should be pretty good. But I don't think we're pretty good right now, and I would rather top it off. Hey, look, this is a brand new jug. Top this off now rather than come out here and find I got a cracked block, and I'd really be in a big mess then. So check the levels of your fluids. Now I'm going to let that tractor run for a couple of minutes, make sure all that fresh coolant's all the way circulated through the system, and that way when everything is frozen, I don't have to worry about it. And that whole system does need a flush, but that's all right. That's a problem for another day. Now when it comes to our chickens, even the ones who at least sleep out there in that tractor, they really do a great job regulating their own temperature. They don't need a lot of extra help. You'd think, well, they need a good sturdy coop or somewhere they can really go to get warm. Half of our birds just roost in the barn, and it's just as open as everything else. The chickens really do a great job. The thing you want to watch out for is some of your birds, especially the ones with taller combs like a rooster, they can get frostbite on some of those areas and on their toes as well. Moisture is a huge concern with that, and what you don't want to do, a common misconception, is to take Vaseline or petroleum jelly and put it on that comb, because that stuff can actually freeze and cause really bad frostbite. So that's a common misconception. You don't want to add that stuff as a preventative, because it actually makes things a lot worse. With the chicken squared away, the next biggest thing that we kind of need to have in the back of our mind is we've got baby goats that are going to be born this week, or at least going to be due this week, and I'm certain the first chance that these goats get on the coldest day, they're going to come. And those baby goats, whenever they're born, they're so wet and they're very frail and fragile at that time. Last spring, before we got our meat chickens, we did this really, I don't know, Megan says I show it off any chance I get, and that's because I do. We built this brooder setup that is perfect for taking care of young chickens and even up to kind of intermediate age chickens, teenager chickens. This week it may just become a goat brooder, right? A warming kitchen.
Which, as soon as it started to kind of take shape and like get its shape and things, I'm like, I'm going to end up with baby goats in here.
Yep.
I didn't know if it would be because someone was sick and needed to be isolated, or someone's getting picked on, or if I needed to store all the babies while I milked in the morning. But I guess it's going to be a baby goat nursery this week.
It does have a wood floor in here. It's not ideal to have goats and all the fluid associated with goats and goat birth, but in a pinch, it'll do. And we might just be in a pinch this week. So we're going to get it cleaned out, transition from chicken to goat. probably end up using a little duct tape to seal up some of those seams. Probably going to be overkill on that, but it's certainly not going to hurt. That turned out really nice. And even if we don't use it for goat birth right now, we have 50 meat chickens arriving at the end of February. It's certainly going to stay up because that's super nice. Thanks for coming along with us today as we prepared for the Arctic, polar, tundra, Siberia. I don't like it. I'm ready for summer. I said what I said and I meant it. So thank you so much for being here today.
I'm going to complain about the temperature unless it's spring or fall, so just be prepared for that, guys.
She's very much a 65 to 80 degree kind of gal. But anyway, thanks so much for being here. This is the GWP Homestead. I'm Reagan.
I'm Megan.
We'll see y'all soon. Thanks.
Bye, guys.